Honestly, Norwegian when I was like, hey, wait, what? English skills are not on point today. It's been a long day, but we're not here to talk about me. We're obviously here to talk about you, Whoophee. How has it been? How are you? Tell a bit about your day so far.
My day's been pretty good. I didn't make it as far in the bracket as I wanted to, and I got pretty salty after the lucky. After I lost to Lucky. Yeah, but it's fine. Other than that, it's been really good. It's really hot though. Yeah, so everybody's like super sweaty. But yeah, it's been pretty nice so far. I've gotten lots of like high level training, which is what I wanted. So far it's been pretty good.
So that sounds actually like, despite obviously the Saudi loss there, sounds like a pretty good day. But before we actually dive deep into the day, don't you want to tell everybody watching a little bit about yourself, what you do, where exactly are you from Norway, and like how your journey ended up here in Hanover, Germany?
Yeah, sure. I'm Whoophee, a Smash Ultimate player from Trondheim, Norway. It's like in the middle of Norway, so like not north and not south, but like in the middle. It's pretty like not wide, but like long country. I'm ranked 1, as in firsts in Smash Ultimate. I used to main Richter, and I was in like contention for one of the world's best Richters, but recently I've switched to Wario because I just feel like he's a better character, and I want to play a good character and win. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself.
All right, so tell a bit about the scene in Norway. Like, is it big? Are there a lot of regionals, nationals there? What is the biggest tournament out there?
Yeah. I think the biggest would either be one of the Vivaldi tournaments, because we have like seasonal events in Oslo, which have like everything between like 60 to 100 entrants. And then there's Garolaf, which is in Gjøvik, which also gets pretty big. It depends on like how it's like in the summer, so some people are on holiday. It depends like how many can actually attend. Sometimes that gets really big. We have like a pretty big scene, even though the skill level isn't like up to par with other regions. But we're slowly getting there, and we have been improving like ever since Smash 4. There's like 3 major regions in Norway. It's Oslo, which is the biggest one. They get like 30 to 40 man locals. And then there's Bergen, which is the, I think it's the second largest city in Norway. And I'm not sure how many they get in their weeklies. I mean, their monthlies maybe. I'm not sure how often they have tournaments, but they have tournaments every now and then. And then there's my city, Trondheim, which is the 3rd largest, and we have tournaments every week, sometimes multiple.
So, like, I can expect, like, since you're the smaller region from the 3 in Norway, how big is the weeklies? Because, like, from us, like in Hamburg, we're like only getting 10-man weeklies because like we can find a location right now. But our monthlies are getting pretty stacked, at least. Like, there are monthlies every week, basically, almost all the time, like spread throughout the cities. Like, would you gather at friends' house to host a weekly, or do you have like a location that you all meet up every week to grind, or how is the feeling in the scene right there?
We actually attend. I mean, we have our tourneys at like a university.
Okay.
So like we always have a space to hold a tournament. We have this like one space which is like under the cantina, which is where we hold our weeklies. We usually get like 20 to 30 entrants, which is pretty good. It's largely because it's like a student city, so like there's a ton of students there. So it's just like most Smash players are students. But when we have our monthlies, we like rent a room for free from the university.
Well, I mean, that sounds pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Like, having a constant room and place that you can actually go to. Like, it's been a fight for us, and I can imagine it's a fight for you too, to find the locations to host weeklies and monthlies.
It's actually been pretty easy for us, because we've had the same location for like 6 years or something now.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is the dream coming true there. All right. Okay, but that sounds pretty cool, actually. So, so you said you were rank number 1 there, right?
Yeah.
So how come you're ranked number one, but you're in the smallest region? Is it the strongest region at least?
It used to be the strongest region in Smash 4. Right now, I would say Oslo is the strongest region, with my region being a little bit carried by me, but we still have pretty solid players. I don't know, it's like I practice a lot, I watch a lot of VODs. I think I'm one of the most motivated players in Norway. I'm probably one of the players that cares the most as well, which then translates to me working harder.
Or being here, literally here. So have you, like, obviously you're here traveling to practice, but which were the most recent events you traveled to? Are you able to travel a lot actually, or are you just going to the super majors in Europe?
I used to be able to travel to only like a few tournaments every now and then, but right now I'm getting like monetary support from Riddle, so I can travel more. I also have a job, which is like kindergarten, yeah, and basically I plan on traveling way more. And I've traveled more in Ultimate than I think I did in like 2 years of Smash 4, so attendance is just getting more and more.
That sounds great. So, that's end up being here in Hanover. You've been here for how long already?
I arrived at Thursday, but really late, so I've been here for a little while.
So, but you got a lot of practice yesterday?
Yeah, we all met up at, I think it was Bumuki's place, and like half of the people that are in the Invitational were grinded. So yeah, everybody is like super motivated to get better, everybody wants to play and practice.
That sounds also like a lot of fun. So, you said your expectations were a bit higher for today. So what happened? Because like I was told you played a different character, and then suddenly you're playing Wario. You said already that you switched to Wario before, but how come like that you didn't perform then? Like, are you still like working on the Wario, or was it like a different factor today? What happened that you didn't perform to your expectations?
I think I'm still a little bit inconsistent when it comes to my Wario, largely because I try to like juggle dual maining Richter and Wario. But like I think it was after Vivaldi Summer, which was the first Ultimate tourney I lost in Norway. I decided that even though I like really like Richter and I think he's like an awesome character, it's really fun to play, I just don't think he's like good enough to reach the goals I want to reach.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable, but I mean, like, you can still pull it off when you want to mix up, right?
I'd rather not actually, because like even like I was considering doing it against Dia, who trioed me, because I think Richter wins that matchup. But I'd rather get the experience in a matchup with Wario than just like pulling it out and janking him and winning.
Yeah, fair. Like, I think it's interesting because like Ultimate is actually a game that enables you to play multiple characters for different matchups, but normally like top players are still like going for one character only. Like after even Leo said that he is looking into a secondary, but not in the near future. So what do you think is that? Because like today you played only Wario basically, right?
Yeah, I only played Wario, but yeah, I think like on paper, Ultimate is very secondary friendly, like kind of pushes you to play multiple characters. But ultimately, I think like the real top tiers are like the super top tiers are good enough to win any matchup, and I think like the amount of time you spend on your secondary, or you would spend on your secondary, is better spent towards just one character.
I understand, but how would you explain that Space, for example, switches to Joker for the Peach matchup? Like, do you feel like there's still like that small space in certain matchups that might be worth it, or do you feel like in every scenario it would be better to work on your primary champion?
I think it depends on the player. Like me, for example, if I have two characters, I always ask myself, oh, should I go this character or that character? And like after I lose the set, I'm like, I should have gone the other character, or like not switched or all of that. But like that makes me doubt myself. which I'm really not a fan of. But if a player like is able to dual main without that like those thoughts in the back of your head, then it could be worth it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds reasonable. So, you said you were salty about your set. Do you want to talk about that set or rather not? Okay, so what happened?
Okay, so basically the way the set ended was I threw my bike off stage, and he reflected it, and it like went straight at me, and I shielded it, and it broke my shield at full shield.
Oh no!
And then I died. It was like last hit, last game.
Oh no! Oh, this is like super sad to end on. Was it still a close set?
Huh?
I mean, you went to game 5 against Lucky, right? So, was it still very close set? Because like it's always bittersweet to end it like that. But was it fun to play? What was the set all about? Like,
I mean, I didn't really enjoy the set because I felt like I played pretty off. But at least I like learned a lot of like what my bad habits are. Because Lucky's really good like fundamentally. You have to be if you play Pit. So basically playing him is like it feels like a test if you like manage to see your own habits faster than he does. And I mean it was pretty close, so it was enjoyable to a certain degree, but I would have enjoyed it way more if I won.
of course, of course. After like when you say it like that, the bike should break. I see it because like I play Lucina and I see every time people crying when I get a shield break kill, right? And I can totally relate to that. Anyways, for my last question for today, and I want to ask everybody that I speak here to in this event. Now that we are meeting up here with some of the top tiers of Europe, and there was also Albion not too long ago. What do you think about the current level of Europe? Like, is Europe getting places, or it's like, yeah, there's this guy Gluttony so far ahead, or do you think like every region's catching up right now?
A little bit of both. Like, I think Europe is improving pretty steadily. At least that's the impression I get. Especially in Norway, we have a lot of players who are really motivated to get better, and they actually put in the work. I imagine it's the same in other countries, but I can't tell for sure. But at the same time, Gluttony is like, in my opinion, Gluttony is a top 4 player. So the gap between him and any other European player is gonna be pretty massive.
Yeah, okay. So, but would you say like from comparing your experience in Norway to the players you've played from other countries, what would be like if you would say like what's the top 4 countries in Europe right now in terms of skill level?
Top 4 countries? France. I think they're the best country right now. Second, maybe Netherlands. Third, I'm not sure. Maybe Germany. And fourth, I really don't know.
So like, would you say it's a factor because they're also probably the biggest in more developed regions, or would you say like it doesn't matter how many players, but the quality of players?
I think both matter to like a certain degree. Like the more players you have, the larger the chances that you have a lot of good players. The more matchups you're gonna get to learn. But I think like UK has a lot of players, but I wouldn't put them in the top 4. But like, or actually maybe number 4, but not top 3. Like, I'm pretty sure Germany has a smaller active player base than UK does, and I think they're better than UK. Same with France. No, actually, France has pretty massive player base.
I think by now France has the biggest player base.
But like, obviously it helps, but it's not impossible to get really good without having that many players.
So thanks for taking the time to talk and speak with me. Do you have any shout out left to your fans, friends, sponsors, family?
Shout outs to Riddle. They helped me a lot to get places. They're really supporting, and they have been for a long time. So shout outs to them.
Alright, so thank you, and thank you for watching. Tune in to more interviews from Pixel Pokal, and also there will be a lot of pictures and another of other contents coming up, and also great VODs if you missed the stream, right? So see you later.